Hello everyone. Today I have some breaking news that needs to be prioritized. Please listen with an open mind. SOS Urgent. Wednesday, March 18, 2026. Kiangtawan. Dream. 1. I went to a very large temple, an organization similar to our own. The temple was more traditionally Thai, judging by the ordination hall with its ornate roof decorations. 2. The organization and hospitality were very systematic. 3. I had a name tag on my shirt. Wearing a light gray shirt uniform with buttons fastened at the collar and 2 chest pockets. 4. A dark-skinned, tall, and somewhat bald man, an older gentleman, showed me around, as if recruiting me for a job in this organization. 5. In the dream, I thought, wow, there's a huge Thai temple with so many people and such strict organizational management. They even have name tags for permanent staff members. The security measures seem far more stringent than at Wat Phra Dhammakaya. 6. I was entering this temple as a member of the inner circle, meaning I was coming to work as a staff member because I hadn't made any donations yet. I didn't even know the name of the temple or its location. Analysis. 1. The subtle body was transported by O1 into a simulated situation, making me a character in the dream. To tell this story. 2. A very large temple. Where else could it be but Wat Phra Dhammakaya? The temple we've been banned from entering since 2018. Now there are so many devotees. If we can return, it means the temple has changed management, unless we are a character in this dream. 3. But such a grand Thai architecture means that Wat Phra Dhammakaya will be modified to have a very Thai style in the future. Will the style change according to the new management? If this were real life, we would know if there were any changes, if it's really Wat Phra Dhammakaya, because we follow it constantly, even though we don't go to the temple. Unless we're not ourselves in this dream, just someone else visiting. 4. Or if it's not Wat Phra Dhammakaya, it means that a new, very large Thai temple will be built in the future, with many people. And we never knew about it because we've never seriously looked into other temples like this, getting to the inside story. If we are ourselves in this dream, this is what the future holds. 5. We are wearing a light gray shirt with a closed collar and 2 chest pockets. We have a large name tag, the size of a business card, with our name printed in large letters almost 1 centimeter high. It shows our name and numbers, probably some kind of code. Because, from what I could see, there were only 4 to 5 lines, indicating that we were employees of this temple. 6. Because when we arrived, the temple was already large and crowded. We didn't donate a single baht. We didn't even know the name of the temple. This means we're definitely employees. We were brought here to work under a salary, but there was no prior discussion about how much we would be paid or what kind of work we would do. We were just brought to start work immediately. That's why we didn't know anything, but we just put on a uniform and walked into work. We are just characters in this dream. Summary. Father O1, through the Dhammakaya meditation technique, caused the dream. 1. In this dream, I was a character, brought to work at this temple without knowing anything beforehand. They simply brought me, gave me a uniform to wear, a name tag. And then I started working. 2. Therefore, this dream means that in the future, Wat Phra Dhammakaya will be transformed to clearly resemble a Thai style, especially the main temple building. 3. The devotees will still come to the temple in large numbers as before, but the image we saw was of us walking through the entrance like robots. Humans who didn't talk to each other and did everything together in unison. We only saw backs sitting on the floor in rows, all kneeling close together, in a light gray color, as if they were all wearing the same uniform. It's unusual for people at the temple to sit far apart when meditating. 4. Tasks typically done by people within the Dhammakaya temple community will be replaced by hiring outsiders, but it won't be a normal hiring process because there was no discussion about money, skills, or the type of work. March 18, 2026. I had another dream. 1. Someone took me to a place. I don't remember the details, only that there was a man. I'm not sure if it was the same man from the first dream. 2. I only remember him telling me to cook. I'm not sure if he mentioned the name of the dish. 3. I only remember thinking to myself, is he asking me to cook? I usually cook for myself at home. I've even made offerings for monks before. That's all. Why is he asking me to cook? Analysis. 1. This is likely a continuation of the first dream because the person who took me and talked to me seemed to be the same man. 2. In the first dream, I didn't know what he wanted me to do there. In this dream, he told me to cook. 3. In the dream, I still thought that I only cook for myself at home and occasionally make offerings for monks, but he asked me to cook there. This reflects, we are one of the characters in the dream, and O1 is saying that outsiders are being hired to work in the temple, such as cooking. And these hired people aren't professionals in that field, they're just ordinary people, or anyone. 4. This indicates that people are being hired without any qualifications, screening, or prior knowledge of their skills. They're simply hired without any prior assessment. This type of labor is usually cheap labor. 5. Or, in this dream, are we playing the role of a prisoner? Because the uniform we're wearing resembles a prisoner's uniform with a large name tag. There was no discussion about wages, they were just brought to work. In summary, the 2 consecutive dream segments indicate that the real O1 wants to tell the children and followers of Wat Phra Dhammakaya about the temple from now on. 1. Wat Phra Dhammakaya will be transformed once it permanently changes ownership. This is evident from the current state of the temple, which has been changed to a very traditional Thai style, with intricate patterns, finials, and decorative eaves. 2. This reflects that Wat Phra Dhammakaya has become 100% owned by a higher authority, the Purple Faction, which is why it's been able to change its style to such a traditional Thai form. 1. There's nothing left of the Wat Phra Dhammakaya that Luang Por Dhammachayo created. 3. The people who come to the temple, the devotees, look uniformly dressed in light gray clothes, sitting close together in rows, with their backs to people walking by. They do everything like robots, not speaking to each other. That's not what a temple should be like. Normally, when people come to meditate, they sit 1 meter apart. 4. The devotees in gray clothes sitting close together in rows with their backs to each other look more like Muslims performing prayers than Buddhists meditating. This shows that Wat Phra Dhammakaya has become an Islamic mosque. Outwardly, it's a Thai Buddhist temple, but there are no Buddhists living or using the temple grounds. 5. If there are Buddhists here, it means they are Buddhists who have lost their mindfulness because they are controlled by the effects of drugs, poisons, or whatever you want to call them, that have lulled them into a state of unconsciousness and are being manipulated by magic spells. The ability to use that word will make everyone follow suit, regardless of whether it's Buddhism or Islam. 6. In the future, the temple will have no people from the inner circle, no female lay followers, no male lay followers. There will only be uniformed employees hired from elsewhere, not through formal employment. Specifically, female prisoners with good behavior will work in various service areas within the temple, without the temple having to pay anyone. If this dream occurred today, March 18, 2026, it means that at the earliest, this event will happen within 2 months, by May 18, 2026. Translated by a true expert. 7:45 p.m., March 18, 2026. Warning to all the followers of Luang Por Dhammachayo in the Dhammakaya temple, are you prepared for this kind of event? If you are not alert to this, if you don't consider whether you want this to happen, and therefore do nothing but blindly continue to make merit at the temple, you will definitely face this within 2 months. But if you are a true follower of Fra Damacheo, we don't want the temple to become Islamic property in the next 2 months. The disciples of Luangpur Damacheo, the Buddhists, must do something now. Act quickly before it's too late. Or if we do nothing, because we don't acknowledge or believe in this dream, then it will all end. The legend of the world's largest Buddhist temple will be over, replaced by the world's largest Islamic mosque, built by Buddhists to support Muslims, with the temple and all its assets willingly given to Muslims for their use, preventing Buddhists from ever using it again. And if this happens to Wat Phra Dhammakaya, there's no doubt that all its branch temples throughout Thailand and the world will also become mosques, because they share the same owner, the purple-clad higher authority. And what about the 40,000 temples across Thailand that invited Luangpur Damacheo to receive alms on World Protection Day, his 82nd birthday, April 22, 2026? Will they be able to remain Buddhist temples? Or will they face some kind of obligation for receiving alms from a place whose owner has been Muslim for so long, forcing them to relinquish their temples or convert to Islam? The truth is, Phra Damacheo disrobed at the end of January 2020. According to information from O1 the Real One, Hidden Dragon, there has been no Phra Damacheo to be worshipped since his 76th birthday, now his 82nd. The continuous events, which were not held annually, have been ongoing since O1 the Real One left the temple on February 2, 2019, and at the latest, O1 the Real One disrobed on January 31, 2020. Therefore, there is no longer any need for yearly worship ceremonies. It would be a complete and permanent loss of the temple to Muslims, who wouldn't have to build or raise funds, but would live and eat for free forever. The Buddhist followers of the abbot would be controlled by black magic, forced into servitude and forced to support them. They would remain disoriented until their lifespan ends or their karma cuts them off, even to the point where their corpses could be poisoned and sold for profit. As for intelligent and capable Buddhists, even those who are aware and not misled, they still don't truly believe in the teachings of Kiangtawan, so they do nothing, don't help, and refuse to share information. At that point, they will no longer be able to enter the temple. It will be the end. Loudly crying, P.S. I'm not forcing anyone to believe. Please use your own merit. Maintain your composure, and exercise your judgment wisely. Therefore, an order was issued that, urgent warning within 2 months, if on the first Sunday of April 2026, the followers of the former Phra Damacheo O1 do not collectively go to the temple to search for their father, making headlines, this will be a major event. Let's clarify whether Phra Damacheo O1 is truly in the temple or not, and what kind of person is claimed to be there. Is it the real Phra Damacheo O1? If April 22, 2026 passes, the opportunity will be lost. Fearful, the temple will permanently fall to Islam 100%. Loudly crying, entry to the temple will be impossible, no entry, and those who attend on the 22nd will receive a curse that will turn them into his servants forever. At O1 Real 1, WED 3.2026. Don't forget that the great teacher of the Dream Kindergarten always said that in personal matters, one should practice equanimity, and in religious matters, one should set aside equanimity and proceed. Now, there's a significant event that no one wants to happen. This prophecy comes from O1, the dream interpreter. It's alright if you don't believe it, but those who are disciples of Wat Phra Dhammakaya and practice according to the Dhammakaya teachings must understand whether this is believable or not. Do you want this to happen? Or will you let it happen and then say, wow, is this real? But then there's nothing you can do. Please consider this carefully, everyone. No one wants this to happen. Not even Luang Por Damacheo himself. But everything depends on each of us because we are the designers of our own lives. We offer our congratulations to those who have actively sought this. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
ช่วยทำให้พ่อได้สุขใจให้รู้